Kamalam Guru Vaishnavamsa Virupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Kacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. By singing that kirtan, I felt like I was in front of Sri Sri Radha Kalachandji in the wonderful kirtans that we have in Dallas. So I will read a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which glorifies Lord Krishna, and specifically his quality of mercy. So this is Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text 23. This verse is significant. Not only is the verse beautiful, but it also has historical significance. Because when Shukadev Goswami came out of the womb after 16 years, he left home immediately. And his father, Srila Vyasadeva, followed him into the forest. And when he came close enough to him, he recited 2 verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, one describing Krishna's beauty from the 10th canto, and one describing Krishna's mercy, which is the verse I'm going to read now. When Shukadev Goswami heard these 2 verses, the one describing Krishna's mercy and the one describing Krishna's beauty, he became attracted. Although liberated, he became attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna. And so he came back to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from his father, Vyasadeva. So now I'll read the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Aho Bhakiyam Stanakala Kutam Jigam Sayapayayad Apyasadvi Lebegatim Datruchitam Tatonyam Kamvadayalum Sharanam Prajema. O Bhakiyam Stanakala Kutam Jigam Sayapayayad Apyasadvi Lebegatim Datruchitam Tatonyam Kamva Dayalum Sharanam Rajema. Ho, alas, Bucky, the she-demon, Putana. Yum, who, Stana, of her breast. Kala, deadly. Kutam, poison. Jigamsaya, out of envy. Apayayat, nourished. Api, although. Asadvi, unfaithful. Lebe, achieved. Gatim, destination. Datri uchitam, just suitable for the nurse. Tata, beyond whom. Anyam, other. Come, who else? Va, certainly. Dayalum, merciful. Sharanam, shelter. Rajema, shall I take. Translation. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here is an example of the extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. It is said that a noble man accepts the good qualities of a person of doubtful character, just as one accepts nectar from a stalk of poison. So I'll speak at intervals during the purport. And at this point, I would like to say that the Lord is absolute. He is all good for everyone, and he is neutral toward everyone. He is always thinking of how to do good for others. So even if one approaches him as an enemy, he will try to do good for the person, as he did with Putana. Although she came to kill him by administering poison from her breast, he elevated her to the position of a nurse, like a mother in the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada said that it is a mark of a good man that he takes the good side, not the bad side of others. And that is something that we should also practice as far as practical. He gave the example of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta had a disciple named Kunja Bihari Das. People used to call him Kunja Babu, as we sometimes used to affectionately call our Kunja Bihari Das Kunja Babu. But anyway, people used to call him Kunja Babu, who, Srila Prabhupada said, came to do business with their Guru Maharaj, to profit personally from his relationship from their Guru Maharaj and from his service to the Gaudiya Math. But Srila Prabhupada said that their Guru Maharaj didn't take Kunja's dark side, that he was coming to make business, but he took the bright side, that he was coming to offer service. So Putana Rakshasi I'm going to read a little quotation from Srila Prabhupada's talk with Bob Cohen on February 28th, 1972 in Mayapur, which has been reproduced in the book Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. So Srila Prabhupada says, Putana Rakshasi, she offered Krishna poison, but Krishna is so nice that he thought, she took me as my mother. So he took the poison and delivered her. Krishna does not take the bad side. A good man does not take the bad side. He takes only the good side. Just like one of my big God brothers, he wanted to make business with my Guru Maharaj, but my Guru Maharaj did not take the bad side. He took the good side. He thought, he has come forward to give me some service. So I'll continue reading the purport. In his babyhood, the Lord was administered deadly poison by Putana, a she-demon who tried to kill the wonderful baby. And because she was a demon, it was impossible for her to know that the Supreme Lord, even though playing the part of a baby, was no one less than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the background is that on the occasion of the wedding of Vasudeva and Devaki, Kamsa, who was Devaki's brother, was driving their chariot, and he heard a voice from the sky, Akashvani, saying that the eighth son of Devaki would kill him. And he was so selfish and egoistic and demonic that he didn't wait for the eighth child. He killed all the sons of Devaki, one by one. Then eventually Krishna appeared, and he manifested his four-handed form of Vishnu to convince Vasudeva and Devaki that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, out of parental affection, they were afraid for him. And thus Vasudeva carried Krishna to Vrindavan. Now there's a whole discussion, which I won't enter into deeply now, but the basic idea is that Krishna took birth simultaneously as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison of Kamsa, and as the son of Nanda and Yashoda in Vrindavan. And there are many evidences from the scripture to establish the fact that actually Krishna took birth both as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki in Mathura and as the son of Nanda and Yashoda in Vrindavan. But that's a whole other discussion. But anyway, so out of parental affection, Vasudeva and Devaki were afraid for Krishna. And so Vasudeva carried Krishna to Vrindavan. Kamsa sent many demons to Vrindavan to kill Krishna, and Putana was one of them. And it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam that when sucking Putana's breast, Krishna sucked out her life air. It is also described that he closed his eyes. Commentators explain that he closed his eyes because he didn't want to look at her. Because although she was a demon, she was a woman who appeared to be showing motherly affection. So now I'll come back to the purport. the end of the purport. So because she was a demon, it was impossible for her to know that the Supreme Lord, even though playing the part of a baby, was no one less than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His value as the Supreme Lord did not diminish upon his becoming a baby to please his devotee Yashoda. The Lord may assume the form of a baby or a shape other than that of a human being, but it doesn't make the slightest difference. He is always the same Supreme. A living creature, however powerful he may become by dint of severe penance, can never become equal to the Supreme Lord. Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother, allowing Krishna to suck her breast. The Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards him the highest reward. That is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be the ultimate shelter? So this verse, apart from glorifying Krishna's merciful nature, always reminds me of Srila Prabhupada. How shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he? There was no one more merciful than Srila Prabhupada. Lord Nityananda is most merciful, and Srila Prabhupada manifested the same quality of mercy as Nityananda Prabhu. When Srila Prabhupada was in Bombay, he received a phone call from the temple president in Calcutta, who reported that one of Prabhupada's earliest disciples from America had come to Calcutta and was smoking ganja, marijuana, and asked what to do. Prabhupada told his secretary to relay his response. Quote, "Tell him that if he doesn't stop smoking ganja, I will reject him." End quote. Afterwards, Tamal Krishna Goswami asked, "Is it true that if he doesn't stop smoking ganja, you will reject him?" And Prabhupada replied, "No, I cannot reject anyone. The mercy of Lord Nityananda has no limit." Then maybe 2 years later, we were in Juhu, and Srila Prabhupada had a disciple who fell into bad company and was living on Juhu Beach and doing yogic tricks. He was doing things like putting a penny or paisa in his ear and then making it come out from somewhere else. Different strange things to collect money. And he was known as a disciple of Prabhupada and a member of ISKCON. So Tamal Krishna Goswami approached Srila Prabhupada and said, "This is happening, and he's giving you a bad name and giving ISKCON a bad name. You should reject him." And again, Srila Prabhupada replied, "I cannot reject anyone." Tamal Krishna Goswami asked, "But don't you have to draw the line somewhere?" And again, Srila Prabhupada said, "The mercy of Lord Nityananda has no limit." So another person whom Srila Prabhupada encouraged was Dr. C.P. Patel. It just occurred to me that I have about 6 minutes left. So rather than continuing to speak, maybe we should open the floor or open the mic to questions and comments so we can have a little time for discussion. Nityananda Prabhu? Where is our dear Nityananda Das? Anyway, I think that'll be good. So if any of you have any...
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Sorry. I was trying to unmute myself and start the video again.
Okay.
So sorry about that, Maharaj. Yes, thank you very much for the class, Maharaj. I mean, I had one question to ask you.
Sure.
And that was, relating to this very last topic, that Lord Nityananda's mercy is unlimited.
Yeah.
There are times when others feel so challenged by the situation that they say to us, if you don't take care of the situation, we're leaving, we're going to leave. So how do you manage one side as opposed to the other side? How do we manage that?
Well, that reminds me of an incident that took place in the old Boston Temple when I joined. That would have been in 1970, 69 or 70. So there was a devotee to whom we gave the nickname Crazy Peter. And Crazy Peter would station himself in the front hallway. He would stretch out his legs, and yeah, it was sort of strange. And so the first thing that new people saw when they came to the temple was Crazy Peter. And so we wrote Srila Prabhupada and asked him what to do. And he replied, "What's the matter? Can't you tolerate?" So I think that for people who take that stance, that hard line, I mean, of course, not knowing who they are, what the situation is, it's sort of hypothetical, but
right.
I would quote that, what's the matter? Can't you tolerate?
Right.
And then years later, anyway, I started to spend a lot of time in Vrindavan with Tamal Krishna Goswami. And we were reading a lot of translations of Prabhupada's books. Not Prabhupada's books, excuse me. A lot of translations of books by the Goswamis and previous acharyas. And they were really nourishing our devotion. And they were translated by a devotee named Kushakrata Das. So years later, I came to LA, and I saw Crazy Peter in the temple room. So I asked someone, "Who's that?" And they said, "Oh, that's Kushakrata Prabhu." So Crazy Peter went on to become this brilliant translator of the books of the Goswamis and previous acharyas from Sanskrit into English. And that, I would say, began from Srila Prabhupada's protecting him and, saying, "What's the matter? Can't you tolerate?" So that would be my response.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Are there any other questions? We have 2 minutes left. Of course, I guess there's different clocks have different, I've noticed that but anyway, we have 1 or 2 minutes left. if anyone else wants
Hare
to.
Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Danvat Pranam, Happy Janmashtami.
Okay, thank you.
Maharaj, I just wanted to ask, like usually on regular Janmashtami, without COVID-19, we would have services and we'll go in the temple and association of the devotees. It's just a different atmosphere. So at home now, in today's time, what can we do? What should be our mood?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure you have deities at home.
Yes.
You can serve your deities. And, you know, we can chant more and read. Srila Prabhupada on Janmasthami, he would have devotees read Krishna book. Just start at the beginning and keep reading. And that's like really powerful. I remember one year in Ahmedabad, they had, I think, thousands of people for Janmashtami. That's usually the way it is, you know. And so Yasomatinandan Prabhu, who was the temple president, he just read Krishna book. And people were captivated, you know, they were riveted. So yeah, chant more, read more, of course, fast. And then at midnight, can break the fast with a Kadasi type prasad. Yeah. And I'll be having a few more programs today. You can join.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
It is true, Maharaj, as you say, as you were saying, I said, it is true that devotees can join programs all over the world today.
Yeah.
It's a very nice program happening all over the world.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so I guess I should let you continue with the rest of your program.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure to join you.
And we all pray that we can be in your association very soon again.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Be with all of you.
Yeah. Although we are taking as much advantage as we can of you being online and then listening to you online. That's equally potent. It's just like having had taste of being together in person. It's hard to lose that taste. That taste is so powerful also. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, there's, it looks like Kalindi in front of Srila Gurudev's Samadhi. It's nice. Okay, I'll let you carry on.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Jai. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai Sri Krishna.
Jai. Jai.
Shri Radha Kalachandji ki Jai.
Jai. Jai. Srila Giriraj Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.